right, welcome back. Our skin can tell us a lot about what's going on both outside and inside our bodies.
So here to help us listen to what our skin is telling us about our overall health is dermatologist Dr. Renee A. Beach. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. So nice to see you. And this is so fascinating. As was mentioned, you say that we can tell a lot about our overall health by looking at our skin. So what things do we be looking out for?
It's true. Our skin is the outside window to the inside or our internal organs in many cases. I think what's reasonable is every 3-4 months, with seasonal change, is having a good look at your skin. Good lighting, check the palms, check the soles, even check the genitals, and just make sure that what you're seeing is in line with what you've always seen, because sometimes something new or different may be cause for concern.
All right, and we're gonna go from head to toe and talk about some common skin ailments. We're gonna start with the scalp, Dr. Renee. What can hair loss tell us about the health of our scalp?
Unfortunately, our hair can reveal when we've been under stress. So whether that stress is emotional stress, like a breakup, financial stress, like a bankruptcy, even things like vitamin deficiencies or low iron, low B12. And it happens about 3 months after the inciting event, and it's known as a process called telogen effluvium. So it's significant shedding. You might clog drains. You might find hair in your food, more hair on your pillow. And it can be super distressing for patients.
Okay, so it's interesting that hair loss, as you just said, it's like 3 to 6 months after the event. So we're like maybe not thinking what happened 3 to 6 months before. So let's say you're over that period of stress. Is there testing or treatment that can be done then to replace that hair that you're losing? Or will it just kind of bounce back on its own?
Yes and no. There is testing that can be done. If you think that there's another, culprit, such as low iron, for example, you could find that and correct it. In terms of treatment, some of the treatment is really dealing with that source of emotional or financial stress, as difficult as that may be. And then with treatment, sometimes we use minoxidil or Rogaine foam. That can be used to try to kickstart the hair growth on the scalp. And then there are certain procedures like PRP or platelet-rich plasma, which uses your body's own growth factors to put into the scalp. I liken it to scalp fertilizer.
Oh,
okay. So we're gonna travel down to the skin on our neck, and you say something that we should be looking out for is called dirty neck. I've never heard of this. Can you explain what it means?
Okay, so it looks dirty, but it's not. It's actually a condition called acanthosis nigricans. And in acanthosis nigricans, what's actually happened is the skin is thickening. So it's this velvety thickening that looks like pigmentation, it looks like dirt, and this is actually your body's metabolic warning sign that you're starting to become less sensitive to insulin. Now, insulin is that protein in the blood that tells blood sugar to go away. And when we're starting to become less sensitive to that, or insulin resistance, we're on the way to having diabetes.
All right, so if you notice this in yourself or in your child, what should you do?
It's a difficult conversation to have. Don't panic, but it is a matter of lifestyle changes and dietary changes. So we know we're supposed to be moving, 30 minutes a day. We know that we're supposed to be having more fiber in our diets, switch out the carbs for vegetables, the sorts of things that we don't necessarily want to do, but we need to do, eliminating refined sugars, etc. Because oftentimes when you improve the metabolism, when you make the insulin more sensitive and you lose weight, it actually goes away.
This next one certainly hits home for me because I had really terrible acne growing up. And so if you are noticing acne, maybe now as an adult, on the lower portion of your face, perhaps additional facial hair, what could be going on? And are hormones a part of any of this?
Absolutely. Now, it can be known as PCOS, so PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. That has many different definitions, but from a dermatologic perspective, 2 of the things that we see are that lower face acne, that hormonal acne, it almost looks like a beard of acne, as well as hair, quite thick hairs, substantial hairs, again, in that beard area. It's really socially frustrating and embarrassing for patients, and we do have treatments that help, but understanding that our treatments are not cures.
Okay. All right, so the next one has me a little bit nervous because I wear biogel nails, and we're talking about the nail plate, which is a place I don't think a lot of people think of to look. So what are the common issues with nail plates, and what should we look out for?
Our nail plates are interesting because they can show many different things, but one of the most common things, to speak to your point about the manicures, is lifting. So it's known as onycholysis, so nail lifting, and onycholysis can happen from trauma, like successive manicures that are a little bit too aggressive, but from a dermatologist perspective, we think about psoriasis. So I think about patients who are showing up with psoriasis of their nails, which means they could actually have psoriasis in their joints, so psoriatic arthritis.
Oh,
Wow.
fascinating.
Sorry, I'm just letting it all sink in. Okay, we're gonna switch to this one, which is it's wintertime. I think a lot of us experience dry and itchy skin. But when should we really pay attention to that dry and itchy skin when it could indicate maybe there's another problem?
I think dry or itchy skin that's persistent. So, you know, you've done the shorter showers, you've avoided the hot scalding saunas, you're using the moisturizer, you're wearing the cotton, but yet that dry itchiness persists. And not only that, it might keep you up at night. So in that scenario, we think about internal organs. So do we have a problem with the liver? Are kidneys not functioning as properly? And even, you know, infections of the liver, hepatitis. And sometimes when our thyroid is being overactive, we can get incessant itch. Those are the things on the internal aspect or endogenous. As a dermatologist, I think about what's between the fingers and whether you're working with outreach populations or maybe you travel a lot and you're shaking hands, you're meeting various peoples, because then I want to make sure that you don't have scabies, which is a mite infestation that can affect the skin and make you really, really itchy.
Okay, so what about autoimmune issues? Like, what else is itchy, dry, flaky skin potentially telling you?
It's telling you that your body's inflamed. So whether it's, you know, getting into the inflammation of the inner sources, and it's our sign as a dermatologist that we need to think about working things up. So we do the blood work to screen for things like thyroid. We screen maybe even for lupus from the autoimmune angle. We make sure that the liver enzymes are all in check so that we're not worried about things like hepatitis or even liver failure. And so that, it can be, you know, the tip of the iceberg, really.
Wow. Dr. Renee, thank you so much. Such great information. Let's pay more attention. All right, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.